Good morning, everyone. This is Julie McDonald with Microcom Technologies, and I'd like to thank all of you for attending today's webinar with Cambium Networks. Today's hosts are Christy Meany. She is the Manager and Channel Development and Field Marketing Person there with Cambium. Today will be Mr. Chetan Habale. He is the Senior Director, Vice President of Product Management. Thank you very much for both of you being with us today. Christy and Chetan, welcome. Appreciate your time and your presentation. I am finished for now. Christy, the floor is now yours.
Thank you. Well, hello, everyone. I wanted to start off by saying thank you for taking the time to learn more about Cambium. I know everyone gets busy, so we do appreciate when you take time to learn more about us. So I'm going to spend a few minutes on our legacy for those that might not know where we come from, who we are as a company, and I'm going to touch on a few of my favorite customers around the world, and then we'll jump into the secret sauce. And for those of you that I have not met that are on the call, I love meeting my partners and end users. So please feel free to reach out to me if you ever need anything. I'm always a resource and I'm available to you. So Cambium's heritage, to me it's important to always share where we come from so you can understand where we're going. This call is going to be centered around our Wi-Fi business unit, which is fairly new. But the muscle behind the Wi-Fi business unit is our fixed wireless broadband offering. We are actually the leader in the fixed wireless space, and we've shipped over 7 million radios worldwide. We're profitable, and most importantly, we're growing. And it's fun, and it's an exciting time to be a part of Cambium. So a few awards I want to throw out there. We win these awards when we go to trade shows all the time, but two that are really standing out is when we went to WISPA, we actually took home Manufacturer of the Year, Product of the Year, and Service of the Year. So we're really proud of that. Actually, too, at the channel company, we've been awarded the Partner Program 2 years running. And analysts are taking note too. So this is from the 2018 WLAN Enterprise IDC report. And they've named Cambium as one of the 3 vendors to watch. And that's big for us, and we're proud to be on IDC's list. So Cambium what? So I find myself in these conversations when I'm meeting with partners and end users, and they just want to know what's going on. What's the latest and greatest at Cambium? So I thought I would answer that question for y'all today. So first off, it's a lot around education. And for those of you that just finished up your 470s, I promise I'm not going to talk anything on E-rate. But Cambium College, this is something that's new. It allows you to learn online for free. I have the link up there, but I'll work with Julie to make sure we send that afterwards as well. But we've noticed there's a huge shift towards online learning and the way higher ed is viewed today. Cambium wants to be leading the way in online free learning for our communities and even worldwide. This is a free program, and it's great for high school students, even college students. If you're interested in just getting in a career in wireless communications, this is perfect for you, and it's absolutely free. After the course, there is a test that you have to pass. It's 50 questions. It's not extremely hard, but for those that do pass, they're given a special badge that they can show off on the Cambium community. And second, our Cambium Learning. This is also something that's really fun. So this picture was taken on the 18th of this month. So for those of you with children, nieces, grandbabies, you might be familiar with STEAM, which used to be called STEM. We have developed a turnkey experience to go into these schools and just get kids excited about technology. In this picture, the kids are learning and hearing the purpose of a splash page. And they're also designing and customizing their very own pages. Our splash page tool within CM Maestro is obviously very easy to use, but it's also fun because it's intuitive and it allows for granular customization. And that's something we'll get to a little bit later. So here's our portfolio. You might be looking at it and thinking, that's it? Yep, that's our little Wi-Fi family of products. And if they're all managed by the same platform, CM Maestro, you could do it via the cloud, a virtual controller, or you can force one of the APs to act as a controller as well. In our space, you'll hear companies say they have a good, better, best approach. So they'll give you good, better, best options and lines of products from you to choose from. Or companies, they'll come out with a new AP, it seems, every other month, and somehow it's hotter than the previous model that was out. And at Cambium, one of our core responsibilities, or the core responsibilities of our PM team, is to do things right the first time. And secondly, work hard to provide simplicity. As previously mentioned, we've shipped out over 7 million radios. So we can analyze that data and we know what the market needs and when they need it. You don't need a good, better, best approach or option. You just need the correct option for your environment. With Cambium, you can easily navigate to that perfect solution really for your customers or your own company without being skewed to death by 1,000 part numbers or 40 different APs to choose from. So at Cambium, we serve all verticals, but the focus has been around hospitality, multi-dwelling units, which can be anything from an assisted living to the dorm rooms at higher ed, retail, smart cities, public Wi-Fi, SLED, and industrial. And CM Maestro is the management platform for all these products, as I said before, but also for those verticals. For example, we've built in features for our hospitality customers and partners, and also our service providers that are created for their industry best practices. So I'm just going to sum up Cambium with this slide. There's a lot going on, but we provide Wi-Fi from the one-unit room all the way to full-on wireless backhaul. Our cloud management, it's a single pane of glass for the end-to-end wireless network. Our cloud offering is easy. A fifth grader can do it. Last point on the slide, we're built to be your backbone to your wireless network. We work with customers onboarding 2 clients all the way up to 2,000 clients. CM Maestro is as easy as it is intelligent. So who uses Cambium? Hopefully everyone on the call. If you're not, if you want to try out a demo unit, I can make that happen for you, but back on track. So where can I find Cambium? So if you're out in the wild and you're at the Empire State Building, look out for our access point. Let's see, we're also on Bourbon Street. So if you've been down Bourbon Street, you'll see that the cameras, and on top of the cameras are actually our APs that are powering the cameras. And those are really important for the police department out there. And then also Alcatraz, you can find our access points, and also a castle in Italy. And I just love saying that. So here is our happy customers. I like to call this the boring brag slide. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on and talk about each one of these icons, but one that might jump out to you is Facebook in the right-hand column under service provider. So Cambium was Facebook's first Wi-Fi certified vendor for Wi-Fi Express. We've deployed over 1,000 APs and are continuing to work with Express Wi-Fi. If you're unfamiliar with Express Wi-Fi, it's owned by Facebook. Just go to internet.org, which is also actually owned by Facebook, and you can learn more about it. But essentially, it's bringing Wi-Fi to the unconnected. So on the previous slide, I talked about bringing connectivity to the world. Most stats will indicate that there's 3.5 billion people connected on the internet, but there's still 4 billion people left to be connected to the internet. And it's something we're all working towards, not just Cambium. Most of the major AP Wi-Fi vendors in the world are working together to accomplish that. So where is Cambium? We're in Nepal. We've connected, I believe it's 150 of the most remote villages in the world. So if you're planning a family vacation, maybe throw Nepal in that. They have Wi-Fi now. And there's actually an amazing selfie spot out there. If anybody can guess what that amazing selfie spot is, I'll give you $50 and play money because you're all on mute and I can't hear you. But I'll clap for you later. If you did guess it, it's Mount Everest. So it's the world's highest Wi-Fi spot. If you make it up there live, you'll find a Cambium access point. So we're really hot on parks and lakes and camping grounds this year. Partially this is because we're able to provide the end-to-end wireless coverage under the same management platform with just one vendor, us, versus multiple manufacturers and management platforms. Cricket Stadium, this is a new one for us. South Asia Games, over 4,500 athletes come to compete. And then also Infogamer. It is a huge gaming convention. The CEO of the event, Jamar, gave us a raving review. He was blown away by how reliable the connectivity was. And if you just read his reference, it's everything that I've said so far, just summing up who and what Cambium is all about. At Infogamer 2, we had 70,000 visitors hitting the access points. So we're also in the education, Plymouth ISD, we got some schools in the UK. We manage a lot of the schools in Italy, also hotels as well. One of the things we love doing is we like to capture our hotels' online reviews after they've installed our Wi-Fi solution. Two of our reference hotels, Atwater and the Rushmore, these are both complete rip and replace their existing legacy hardware. Oh, sorry about that. From well-known Wi-Fi AP vendors in the hospitality space. So talking about staying in hotels, it just kind of leads me to thinking about travel. Global travel and tourism, it's booking at, I think it's 1.6 trillion. That's going to be, I think it's 10.2% of the global GDP. Corporate travel is expected to surge 6% as well. And then there's this shift from spending on products and on experience. People are spending more on experience, and hospitality is adapting to that trend. Hospitality is just in the center of everything. For hospitality, their growth is expected to be around 6% through 2018, which will be around 170 billion in gross bookings. That's a lot of Disney trips. So, and when I'm talking about experience, when a customer comes into a hotel, they can sniff out if they're going to have a bad experience as soon as they're in there within the first couple minutes. And for the hotel owners, there's nowhere for them to hide. People can instantly just get on Facebook and Google and write reviews. So, and there's more than 620,000 dining and drinking establishments across the United States, with restaurants growing at twice the rate of the population. Technology is the center of creating the best experience, and Wi-Fi is at the center of that technology driving the hotel experience. So Wi-Fi, as we know, it's popular. Obviously, everybody wants it. But according to two of these recent surveys we found online, people prefer Wi-Fi over parking or breakfast. And I would like to say that that's not me, but it wouldn't be true. When I go to a hotel, for me as well, my number one concern is, does the Wi-Fi work? 65% of guests are online within 7 minutes of checking in. And we all remember what our moms told us growing up. You only got a few minutes or a few seconds to make a great first impression. Hotels underneath that same stress today. So for the partners on the call that are working with hotels, we hear them and we hear you. And that is why we build our platforms and our services around the hospitality market to meet those demands that are put on them. So kind of just looking ahead into the future, deeper insights. So this is already underway. Analytics are at the center stage for hospitality. People are wanting more location-based services. Cross-correlation to social media analytics and data mining is also very critical to developing a good insight into how consumers think and behave. AI is still in its infant state and certainly subject to a lot of hype, but this is often confused with machine learning. Between machine learning and AI, it's really about getting you're so good at figuring out what the customer wants and needs that the service industry can anticipate what the customer needs or wants even before they even know it. And then blockchain. So blockchain is not just for Bitcoin. The fundamental ability for blockchain technology to authenticate identity and transactions is expected to change the traditional way we check into hotels. And if you're thinking about this, it's going to be more mobile as well, specifically in building mobility. So I'd like to introduce you to our new Wallplate. His measurements are 0.84 pounds, 5.7 inches. So he's small, but he's mighty and he's powerful. So he is also a 11 AC Wave 2 high-performing AP. And you can dress it any way you like. So it comes with a stand. If you have it sitting on a desk, or you might want to do a single or dual bracket or a sunken in wall bracket. Not only is it an AP, it powers the VoIP phones, it enables Ethernet to the TV, it can also act as a pass-through for non-IP devices. So when I joined Cambium, a lot of people would ask, well, why Cambium? Or why did y'all enter, the AP market? It's such a crowded space. And the answer is to be disruptive. but to be disruptive in a good way. And we are being disruptive, and we are making waves. Today more than ever, there's a lot of smoke and mirror messaging trying to convince you why you need to pay $800 for a new AP that looks the exact same under the hood or under the shell as the other 10 manufacturers. The truth is, when Wave 2 came out, it changed the game for everyone and created a level playing field, technically speaking. What sets Wi-Fi companies apart, like Cambium, is their management capabilities and their full service offerings. It's not a sexy, fun message to tell people, hey, you're overpaying, but it's the truth. And you'll find with our pricing, you're receiving the best, nothing less, at a fair price where everyone wins. So people ask, well, where do you sit in the market? You know, what pricing, product-wise? We're kind of in the middle. We kind of have the best of both worlds. So we're priced a little bit above the Exclaims, the Ubiquiti, priced below the Ciscos, the Aerohives of the world, but our functionality is right up there with the big guys. So when you look at this pricing, this is a pricing based off the Wallplate. So when you start analyzing the numbers, at some instances for customers, we're saving them almost $1,000 a pop. I mean, that adds up when you're doing large installs. And a lot of the pricing, it has to do with the subscriptions and the renewals and the support fees that they force on you. And with Cambium, you'll find we don't have any of that. We'll never force you into a subscription model, a renewal model. We have options coming out for people that want more location services, analytics, and AI, but our basic management console, it's available for free today. If you just want 8x5 support, it's free to you. You know, if you want to pay for 24/7 and be able to call at 3 a.m. in the morning, hey, we got a SKU for that. But if you're going to be calling between 8 and 5, we're going to pick up the phone, and we'd never charge you for that. Here's another comparison on numbers. It's the last one, I promise, comparing us to others. But this is a typical 20 AP deployment. And when I look at this, I almost can't believe it, the difference in cost. And again, it has to do with those subscriptions and those renewals that the customers are being locked into. So I touched on our support. We have 3 different tiers, 8x5, 24/7, SLA. It's up to you to tell us what you need, and we'll make sure we give you the best support contract that fits your needs. We have a huge diversity of employees, 500 plus, and internally, everything is organic, right? We're not swallowing up other companies to make ourselves bigger. This is us getting down and building the products in-house, internally, working together. And that's why you'll find when I'm talking about SIMI Maestro, and you're going to hear it probably another 17 times on this call, it manages literally every product we have. And it is the same console that you'll find across the cloud. If you're at the AP is acting as a controller, if you want the virtual option, if you're using our backhaul or our CM Pilot, you'll use the same management single pane of glass. So CM Pilot APs implement advanced features such as band steering, dynamic channel selection, airtime fairness, or auto transmit power control, and even roaming without the involvement of controllers in the middle. So to give you an example, CM Pilot APs can support up to 1,000 clients roaming across a network of APs without the need for a controller. This makes the network highly resilient and allows operations to control when the controller is offline for whatever reason. Cambium is the only major manufacturer today that offers a single integrated controller and management system to manage both the backhaul and the Wi-Fi network, as I said previously, from one single pane of glass. This is very useful if you have outdoor Wi-Fi deployment or an MDU or Wi-Fi in an enterprise campus where the Wi-Fi is backhauled by a purpose-built outdoor point-to-point link. In that case, the single screen, the CM Maestro, it makes it possible to go through all the critical data to make troubleshooting an absolute breeze. Like, we're going to make you look good, guys. So Wi-Fi's come a long way from the time of the dumb AP, where the data was tunneled to the controller and the decision-making was centralized at the controller. Wi-Fi then evolved to a shared architecture, where data was offloaded from the AP and the controlled traffic went to controller, and from there, some of the manufacturers attempted a pure controller-less network to make networks fast and resilient. And then you had some of the other pure cloud driven controllers also hitting the market to make it easy to onboard and manage APs. Today, Cambium's architecture is an evolution that its direction is bringing the best of these prior architectures. And RAPs, they're smart enough to drive a number of these features in a controller-less fashion and use the cloud controller for fast network setup, easy onboarding, and keeping the network operational costs low. So I always like to give praise where praise is due. Hedy Lamarr patented the frequency hopping technique. So as you're looking through all these different industry standards, you see, she stops at 802.11 AC. And everyone's talking and wants to know what's happening with 11AX. So internally, I went to an engineer and I said, I just want your agnostic thoughts on 11AX. What's happening in the industry and what can you expect? And internally, the engineer told me March 2019 is probably when 11X will be completed, and you'll really start seeing APs hit the market the very end of Q1 into Q2 that are ready to be rock and rolling and have been vetted. And then also machine learning. So this is the next secret sauce you're going to be hearing about in the industry. So Cambium how? So you said a lot of great things, Christy. You know, now I want to know how you're going to do it, right? So I want you to meet CM Maestro. Think of him as your little personal Wi-Fi comrade. So I'd like to explain the name CM Maestro and a little bit where it comes from. So you've heard me say it a few times, and yeah, a conductor is to music what a director is to film. And you know, I read a quote one time, and it really struck a chord with me. No pun intended. The maestro would play the entire work himself if he could, play all the instruments simultaneously, but they can't. So an orchestrator is hired to play the work in the way the maestro chooses to interpret it. You know, and historically, I've been in so many meetings, and I'm talking to the IT guy, and he just gets stuck wearing all these different hats in IT. And you don't see someone playing multiple instruments in a band. You don't see someone that's the guitarist, the drummer, the pianist, the singer, or an actor that plays all parts of the movie. Actually, there is a movie like that that's coming to mind, but y'all get where I'm going with this. For the IT guy and the technology directors and VARs, why are they expected to play all the parts sometimes? They shouldn't. And with SIMI Maestro, your life will change. You will not be expected to play all the different parts within IT. SIMI Maestro will take care of that for you. So combining the power of the controller autonomous features, SIMI Pilot's architecture is highly adaptive. As many of you know, no two Wi-Fi networks are the same. So SIMI Pilot APs, they allow features like SSID, multiple VLANs, the ability to create an active and backup AAA for authentication of users, the ability to either locally break out the traffic or tunnel the traffic to a third-party gateway. In addition to segmenting users by secure SSIDs and redirecting them, if required, to different AAA, SIMI Pilot also provides powerful guest access features, including social media login and a single sign-on via Office 365 for implementing powerful guest Wi-Fi networks. Guest access can be a rate limit across, guest access can be a rate limit across time of access and by quota limit on number of bytes transferred. And most importantly, these networks can be managed by the choice of the controller. So again, you can have it in the cloud, you can have it on-premise, virtual, or you can turn one of your APs into a controller. And we actually refer to that as autopilot. So if you hear me or someone talking about autopilot, that is one of the APs acting as a controller. So SIMI Maestro is a ground-up developed controller, purpose-built to operate efficiently in the cloud or on-prem. Security is at the front and center of SIMI Maestro's design. For example, communication between the AP and the controller is over a secure HTTPS tunnel. The same secure protocol is used in banking, as it is used here as well. So we take security seriously. Further, actual user data is never sent to the cloud either. Equipment serial numbers, let's see here. They're making it highly improbable to guess them, ensuring secure onboarding of equipment to the cloud, requiring no manual intervention. Being that the cloud provides natural enabling failover and redundancy to come in as part of the offering. And lastly, with a DevOps team providing 24/7 oversight, coupled with the automated monitoring, SIMI Maestro brings a resilient and high availability controller option, making it possible to roll out large Wi-Fi networks at very little capable costs compared to traditional options. Capital costs, excuse me. Oh, I'm at the end. Well, I'm at the end, guys. So one thing I want to point out is join the conversation at community.cambiumnetworks.com. So this is a great resource. If you ever want to find info on Cambium, but there's just a lot of great people on there that just jump in and help each other out. If you're going to be utilizing the Cambium University we're rolling out with, you'll want to take part in the community as well. So thank you, guys, for jumping on and listening to me. If y'all have any questions and answers, I am here as well as Chayton to jump in.
Thank you very much, Christy, for that wonderful and very informative presentation. We enjoyed it very much. If anyone would like to contact Microcom Technologies, please contact our sales rep or email us at sales@microcomtech.com. And if you wish to view any of the products mentioned or shown here, visit us at www.microcomtech.us. Microcom.us. Thank you. Please remember this webinar presentation has been recorded and it will be uploaded to our Microcom YouTube channel so you can view it again. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining today. We appreciate your time.